because I didn't even need to do anything with the clap.
Sure.
But you always need a frame of reference.
Boom.
You know what we should do for the 30th anniversary of Mixed Pixel?
It's just gonna be every clap.
As a super cut of every single sinking clap, like make a song out of it.
It's just gonna be you with a bunch of different shirts, just going.
And then combine them all into one mega clap. Or mega clap clip. Welcome everybody to the Mixed Pixel Podcast. I am your host, Bill Conway, which I forgot to say last week, by the way. I was editing it and I'm like, oh fuck, I didn't say my name. Well, I guess my name tag goes here. It was really awkward. To my left and your right is Rob Traney once again. And to my right is Jose Totenchi. How you guys doing?
Good.
You guys doing great?
Good.
You guys doing great? We're in our third consecutive week. Strike 3. We're out of here. Thanks for tuning in to the Mixed Pixel Podcast,
guys,
everybody. We're doing great. We're doing great. We have a great packed episode. And since we have so much to talk about, before we get into the video games, I want to start with a really long story, Rob, about a dream I had last night.
Okay.
A dream that you were involved in. I don't know why I had this dream, okay? It's one of those dreams you have that, like, sticks with you when you wake up. Sometimes you wake up, that was a cool dream. What happened in it? And then you try to thinking about it, you know, you're making eggs or whatever. What happened in it? And you're really sad. Well, this one stuck with me. And I wasn't making eggs. I was eating French toast, and I was thinking, that was great. I know what happened in it. Rob, for some reason, you own, like, a mansion or something. Some kind of really cool, like, old-styled house. And like you were on vacation, and like which is apt because it's happening. That might have been why I had it, why you were on vacation. But you had me like house sitting for you because this house was so valuable you couldn't have anything happen to it. And your birthday is coming up, dude. I know why I had the dream because Rob's birthday is when is it?
Because August 3rd.
August 3rd, everybody. Happy birthday,
It's
Rob.
because you secretly want to stay in my apartment.
No, I just think about you all day, all night. No, but. So I'm like house sitting and like you had this really cool like old bathtub and I decided like I want like a bubble bath or whatever for some reason and so I'm filling a tub up and like getting bubbles in it and for some reason you were on your way home early like 2 days early and I'm like what do I do, you know, like am I supposed to be having a bath or something? I don't know if I was house sitting as in staying there or just like every day go check up on it. So I'm like, getting the bath ready, and like you're showing up with all these people I've never met. All these people, and you're like, we're having a party, Bill. Like, did you order the wings? And I'm like, what? Did I order the wings? Like, what are you talking about? So I'm gonna panic. I gotta pick up the phone, and you had a house phone, which is abnormal again because nobody has those anymore. I would have. I'll get the wings, Rob. Don't worry about it. Like I'm like really sad. So I pick up the phone. I go to order the wings, and you pick up the other house phone. As I'm on the phone with the guy ordering the wings, I'm about to order like a bucket of 40 wings or whatever. And you say this. This is the big, like, fuck you, Bill moment of the thing. You go, I'm about to, like, okay, I have a bucket of 40 wings. Before I could say that, Rob's voice goes, oh, can I just have 2 wings? Coconut-flavored wings? What? And I'm just like, and the guy's like, wait, are you sure? And I'm like, no, what? And then the guy's like, and you're like, yeah, have it delivered to me in a white box. And then you hung up the phone. And then the guy shows up, and I'm like, the people at the party are talking to me, like, what's going on? Where's the food? I go, I don't know. I don't know if the food's actually going to come here because Rob fucked it up. He ordered 2 wings. And the guy comes and it's like a little jewelry box, and you open up these, and there's these white chicken wings in there, these coconut white wings. And you're just eating them like, they're so good. And then I woke up.
Like I ordered 2 wings to spite you.
You ordered...
And then I ate them myself.
And then the whole party's like, what the hell? And then I woke up.
That's the second food-related dream someone else has had about me.
Really?
Someone I work with had a dream that I called them up in the middle of the night and was just like, hey, I bet I can cook ramen better than you. Come over here right now if you think you can beat me.
Do you guys have a cook-off?
And we had a cook-off, and they won because it was their dream.
It was their dream, of course. Yeah.
I guess. I mean, I wanted your dream.
But it was my dream, and you ruined my life. I didn't get to have a bubble bath, and I got to watch you eat 2 white wings.
I don't like coconut.
They don't even make those. They didn't even make those. And if they did, they wouldn't be like white as paper in a jewelry box. The dream was strange. On many levels.
That's pretty great.
The bubble bath, the wings, whatever. You walking in and snobbily eating those white wings while your whole party, whatever.
Oh.
Anyway, this is the podcast about video games, and because it's the podcast about video games, I got a quick hit for you. Now, the quick hit is a news headline that has happened throughout the week between episodes that maybe are worth going into further, but it's mostly acknowledgement, and if you guys want to deep dive into them, we can. If you want to just dip your toes in, we can do that as well. The only thing really of note that I is interesting to me, and I think it's kind of strange, is the NES Mini that Nintendo just announced. for 60 bones. You can. It's no different than those like plug and play controllers.
That's exactly when I saw it. I was like, that's pretty neat, but they sell the Sega Genesis one at the Family Dollar.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I guess the idea is like, all these games are either not on Virtual Console, and like, if you were to buy them as a cartridge, maybe it would run you more than $60 for all 30 of these games.
Nice. I'll be honest. I would rather buy one than use ROMs.
Dude. Yeah.
ROMs are easy, but it would be nice to just have it and use it on my TV.
I wasn't aware until I was putting today's show together that it didn't take cartridges.
I figured it didn't. I figured they were preloaded, which is why it made me think of those
30 games that are preloaded.
Yeah,
right?
I was looking up more information about it, and like originally I scrolled through the headlines and I saw the NES Mini. I'm like, oh cool, they're re-releasing the NES. That's great, and it comes preloaded with 30 games. Like that's cool. In addition to what you could probably do with it, like that would make it really cool value. But then I saw like, oh, you can't add more games to it. And I'm like, okay, well that makes sense. You can't add games to it, but can I put games into it? But no, you can't. You can't do that either. There's no cartridge slot. The little hood doesn't open.
I mean, how many good games are on the NES?
That's the thing. Okay, and
I feel like 30 is a really good selection.
It's a good selection. It might piss people off, but like, how many of you guys are dying to play these NES games again?
No, I'd buy the SNES.
How many times are you gonna play Mario?
Yeah.
They like, I'm gonna go. I mean, I guess there's probably some games on here that are really hard to find. Like Castlevania probably runs you like $30 for the cartridge on eBay or something. So like games like that and Mega Man 2, but Mega Man 2 you can just get in the Mega Man collection. Yeah. Off of the PS4 or whatever.
I'd be much more interested in an SNES Mini.
Yes.
Which, I mean, maybe they'll do it.
Give me that.
If this sells well, maybe they'll do it.
It's a cool item for collectors because it looks nice, you know.
I think I read that the controller was going to work with the Wii U.
Yeah. You can use it for Virtual Console games, I'm pretty sure. Which is awesome.
So it's a nice bonus.
Because a lot of people don't like playing some of the Virtual Console games with the new pads. Like, I remember when the Virtual Console games on the Wii, everyone complained about, like, the Wii remote kind of sucks when you turn it sideways or whatever. I didn't have a problem with it, whatever. The inputs are the same as NES.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can use it for Virtual Console games. But yeah, I thought it was an interesting thing to see. And like you guys said, I mean, like, I would be more interested in something other than the NES for something like this. Because, like, you know, all these like, Balloon Fight and, like, Excite Bike. Like, how many times have I played these games? Like, even through, like, Animal Crossing's NES collection that you can get inside of Animal Crossing. You know, I mean, like, I don't really want to play Excite Bike or Balloon Fight or Mario Brothers anymore. I can play Mario Brothers on 50 other platforms, you know, so it's an interesting collector's item, and it's a way to maybe
play in your browser.
Maybe, yeah, exactly. And I don't want to discredit like this idea because it is cool, but it really is technically just one of those plug and play things just for Nintendo games.
I think I do like it as a collector's item. I'll probably pick it up after a price drop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably. I mean, I still have my Nintendo, and it still works, and I have the games that I want to play. But I don't. To be honest.
I guess
would, for the same purpose as like a collector's thing, I probably would get it.
I guess I should have looked it up because like it comes with like Final Fantasy, the first one.
Oh really?
Let's say a quick look. How much does the cartridge for Final Fantasy run you? About $28. So I guess you figure the amount of games.
The 30 games installed. It's
the 30 games
worth
installed is worth the $60.
Yeah.
You know, it's worth it for the price, but it's just a matter of like. I was initially excited about it because I thought you were going to be able to put cartridges in it. And it's like, oh, cool, you could buy the NES again. And it comes with 30 games. You know, this gives maybe collectors a way to play again. But you could probably find a used NES cheaper anyway. Cheap anyway. But anyway, interesting take from Nintendo. Mm-hmm. The other quick hit, actually, I'm gonna throw this one back in because I really want to play these games. and I just want to acknowledge them because I think this could pave the way for some other remasters from Capcom. Capcom has confirmed that Dead Rising 1 and 2 and Off the Record, which I don't know what the hell that is.
Oh, it's Off the Record confirmed?
Yeah, it was like a digital-only title.
Yeah, it was pretty much Dead Rising 2 with Frank Castle.
Oh, okay.
And I heard it was the ultimate version of all three games.
Is that his name, or are you thinking of the Punisher?
I am thinking of the Punisher. What's his name?
It's
Frank West.
Frank West,
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, Frank
West. I wish you could play Dead Rising.
I would play that game.
But yeah, no, they're confirmed to get remastered for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. The ones that aren't on PC, which is Dead Rising 1. Dead Rising 2 is on PC already. Which is exciting because it was also confirmed that Dead Rising 4 is a time exclusive for Xbox and PC.
Did they say that?
Yeah, PS4 will be
I didn't even know
PS4 will be getting Dead Rising 4. So I assume that's what this move is for. Like to
Okay.
get PlayStation gamers and
So are we looking at an inevitable Dead Rising 3 coming to PS4 too? If they're going to put 4 over?
I would like that. I believe
it's
it wasn't
already
as
on Xbox
I believe
One.
it wasn't as well received as 1 and 2 was.
If they do, it'd probably be digital only.
Probably,
Yeah.
probably. But I'm excited for this. I always liked playing Dead Rising. It's just the timer was kind of annoying and everything, but these games are always fun to me, and I
think I heard that Off the Record has a sandbox mode.
That'd be nice. Maybe they'll
which is ideal.
Maybe they'll add them retroactively to 1 and 2. You know what I mean?
That'd be
I don't
nice.
know if these will just be straight, remastered with whatever up-res and frame rate, and
that would be pretty nice.
like the BioShock ones.
They honestly, if they retroactively added sandbox to both of them, I would absolutely buy it.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. But yeah, those are your quick hits for the week of July 19th. Or when this will go up.
The third week of...
Anyway,
Right?
what, the third week of
Third
this?
July?
Third week, is this the third week of July? Whenever somebody comes at me and is like, "Oh man, I'll see you on the third week," no, nobody does that. Nobody comes up to nobody comes up
Hey,
to,
dude, I'll see you on the third week of July.
Thanks,
on the 5th day
oh wow.
at 3 o'clock p.m. Actually, make that 3:15.
3 o'clock p.m.
No,
That's how I'm gonna start making plans.
No,
It's like those guys at Firefly. Remember they had like that? Did you pass by them? They had like this like steampunk virtual animated story for your Android device.
Yeah.
And the one guy was like all dressed up, but the way he was talking, I mean, he sounded like that. He was like just almost like very out, like he was like you were dreaming him. But in a weird way, like you were like some fucked up like
you
weird
were dreaming
sequence.
them.
Like you weren't eating their wings.
And then he's like telling me, and then he's like telling me about the book and everything, and he was just like very weird about it, and like very like kind of slow talking. And then he gave me a like an anti-hangover pill.
Would you take it?
No,
We wouldn't be here today during the show with Jose if he had taken that
It's
pill.
an anti-hangover pill because you die.
Yes, yeah. Some weird guy in a steampunk costume is like talking in riddles, and he gives you a blue pill, and like he expects you to just take it. Like no, you don't do that.
Your head won't hurt anymore after
Yeah,
you
no,
take this.
I've played and read enough Batman to know not to trust someone like that.
No. I don't trust that. I have nothing against steampunk, but I won't trust anybody I see in a steampunk outfit.
I do have some news for us. On Quick came out today. Trailer for the first episode of Telltale's Batman game
Yes.
came out today.
Ooh, I didn't see it. Is it good?
It looks awesome.
Troy Baker is voicing Bruce Wayne Batman.
Tell it to me as if I'm watching it. Like explain it to me so well that I don't have to even watch it.
All right, so
I'll do the music.
fade from black. Bruce Wayne and Alfred is like Batman. Or Bruce, actually. He doesn't call him Batman. He's like...
Batman. Does he have Michael Caine's voice?
He's giving him the usual... Stop this, Bruce. You don't need to do this. Bruce Wayne and Batman can be the same person at the same time. And then it's like, hey, that's Harvey Dent. Hey, that's Vicky Vale. Hey, we're going to kick some ass in this game. It's going to be point and click because it's Telltale. And there's not too much in the way of details, but it looks...
Yeah, how's the art style?
Gordon's
The art
super
sounds really
beefy.
cool. I feel
Sully,
like
the guy that voices Sully in Uncharted, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He has a voice in the game.
yeah, he's gonna play Falcone.
Yeah.
Carmine Falcone.
Oh, okay.
And he's just got an amazing voice, so I'm very happy about that. And it comes out August 2nd.
The first episode's August 2nd, I think, or August 8th.
Something
wow.
Like that.
So
it
like
comes
really
out
soon.
yeah.
So really soon.
And then they're gonna have a retail release in September, which is essentially a disc that's a season
And then
pass.
you're gonna download the rest of them, yeah.
Yeah, so
Which I'll probably buy that, honestly.
I probably would when it's on sale, but I'm definitely gonna get it right off the bat.
Cool.
No pun
I'll probably
intended.
end up getting it right off the bat. It's the day before my birthday, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, yeah, I deserve this.
Yeah.
It's my birthday tomorrow.
Yeah, it's just
It's gonna be rough there, guys. No Man's Sky comes out not long after that.
Yeah, and something else.
Well,
Overcooked.
what?
Overcooked comes out on my birthday.
It's a rough time to be a broke man
Yeah.
in a broke world. But you know who ain't broke and they got money to throw around? Atlas. Because that game looks... Persona 5. Atlas, that game...
It's like you weren't you just got they just slid you the note. You know who isn't broke? Atlas.
The news just came in and it's... Atlas. Yeah, no, they just released 18 minutes of new Persona 5 footage, which is always exciting because every new look of Persona 5 is like just delicious candy for eyeballs, you know, and it's no different here. You know, we've went over it a little bit during the E3 episode in week 1, you know, is how stylish everything in that game is, the menus and the music and the art design and the direction of the dungeons and the character designs and everything. The game just oozes style out of every orifice. They released 18 minutes of new gameplay, kind of showcasing a lot of the side activities in the game. Jose, you're the Persona mega fan over here. You're the Mega 10 mega fan, sitting to my right. What did you think of the footage you saw? Are you satisfied with it as a Persona fan? Are you raging in the streets? Are you busting doors down? Are you going, what are you doing?
I loved it. The way they're approaching the side activities now and everything that you can do is a lot more. It looks more in depth, more involved. They have what they're calling the cooperation characters, which is essentially like your social links they had in the previous titles. I think it's about 7 or 8.
For Rob, for someone uninitiated on the Persona life, the social links throughout the game, like in between, like dungeons and all the RPG aspects of it, it kind of has like not a dating sim aspect. I mean, you could kind of attribute it to a dating sim, but there's friendship involved as well. Yeah. Where like you take a character and like you go do something with them, and it raises your social link with them.
See, up until today, I thought that was all Persona was.
I
never looked into the game. All I knew about was the friendship stuff, and I thought that was the game.
Yeah, well,
and I was like, people are really hyped about this. And then I watched that gameplay, in preparation for the episode. Yeah. Like, wait, this is an RPG. This looks cool.
The social link served up like a few different like reasons for it. Like when you increase your social link rank, it'll, depending on that arcana, it'll help level up that certain persona that you would get.
Okay.
So like I think I forget how many arcanas there are, and like the real mega fans are gonna hate me for it. But like let's say someone is of the love arcana, whatever persona you capture with that, when you fuse them and stuff like that, you get like they'll get bonus like their XP and stuff like that, and eventually it gets some to stat bonuses as well.
Okay.
And aside from that, you also get the character development of everyone. You get to find out who they really are, what their whole story is. And they're just kind of it's a bond that you create with the characters that you don't normally see in RPGs in that sense.
Yeah.
Where it's like it's really heavy on just getting to know those characters.
What's cool, what I like about the social links, like in the game, is like you can choose not to pursue certain ones. Like if I want to choose to get to know Chie, like I can, or I could just ignore the shit out of her, and like you know what I mean, like, and you lose, and like you either gain or lose some development towards that character if you choose not to go down that route. In terms of Persona 5, because I know a lot of the character development in Persona 4 comes from like saving them from the TV world. Sorry, I don't know the exact terminology.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Like every dungeon based around these characters represents a flaw that they're hiding or one way or another. So you get a lot of development that way. In Persona 5, I know with social links, I know you're going to get development that way. Is there anything pertaining to that? Like, I don't want to take you off course as to what they showed just today, or yesterday, or whenever they showed the new Persona stuff. But is there anything that like indicates that we'll be getting anything like that from Persona 5, or is it just kind of?
It seems like it because all the dungeons are very different. I mean, I know they tend to be, except for in 3 because it was one giant tower.
Yeah.
But it seems like there's going to be something similar to that effect, where it's going to pertain to who's because there's something about stealing their hearts, and they kind of
okay.
And I forget exactly what it is, but there is definitely gonna be like a variety of dungeons that it looks like it's gonna pertain to the characters that you'll.
Because I love that in Persona 4. I love that a lot. It was one of my favorite things. It's like how each dungeon was themed around that character's personality, and then that final boss was so based around. I just loved it. It was really well done. But as far as what they showed this week, was there anything else you liked from this video? I know you have a big list of stuff that they showed.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff. They had a lot of cool features. A lot the activities you can do now, like I said, they're more in depth. There's a lot more and it looks like you can choose. Well, not necessarily choose, but they'll ask you to do a lot more different things when you hang out with them. Like they'll probably want to go into the dungeon with you and train for a while. Or now, if you go to the movies, aside from just selecting a movie, you'll sit there and you'll have like a conversation with them as well.
Yeah, they
obviously not very loud because that's rude.
Might reach around, touch your genitals. It's Japan, though.
Yeah. The one that I found interesting is that you can go to church.
Yeah, I saw
and like
to get the Pokestop.
to get the focus down. You can go to church you go to the church and Morgana, the cat who's narrating most of it this time around, where it switches now between the protagonist narrating and Morgana narrating as well. And it doesn't refer to as you decided to do this. It's him talking to himself like I now instead of just you. But you can go to church. Morgana will ask you, well, who do you want to, who do you think should commit penance or whatever it is? And then they'll show up and they go to the confession booth and you use that as a way to retrain a skill that you forgot for their persona. So if you chose it, like, because it's similar to Pokemon where you can only have a certain set of skills for them, and you got rid of one and turned to the other one, and you don't like it, then you can have them go confess.
Yeah.
And then that's the way that you'll get to bring one of their
just
abilities
create a
back.
god, like
Yeah. Like, shit, I didn't want this, I wanted him to have that, I don't want that anymore. Just go in there and tell him what you did bad. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that. They added more things to, like, their one more system, where if you attack them with a weakness, you get an extra turn. And now they added something, what's it called? I have it written down there.
Get your list, man. Get your list.
The baton touch command, where once you have the extra turn, you can actually hand that turn to somebody else.
Oh, that's cool.
And have them use their attack or whatever.
So, like, if it's an enemy that maybe, like, if, like, one of your party members has something that would be strong against them, you could pop it over to them instead of using that same character. Yeah, that's
like
cool.
your Commander Strike.
Yes, in D&D, yes. That's really neat.
Yeah, a lot of cool little features like
that's
that.
Cool.
And then once they're all down, I believe that's when you can negotiate with the personas.
Yeah.
Or you can just go for your all-out attack, which always looks cool, and now it's more stylish than ever. When you get finished with it, you get like this whole little cool, like this really just cool, badass anime cutscene where they have like this little animation, and it shows them in like a silhouette form in the background, bleeding, and they just do like their pose, and then that's the end of the match.
See, now
that's the end of the battle.
All this stuff with Persona 5, what has me so excited is, like, I haven't beaten Persona 4 Golden yet on the Vita. I've put about maybe 24 hours into it. I need to get back to it. It's been a little while since I played it. Is that, like, the Persona games... Persona 4 was a PS2 game, and then Persona 4 Golden is a Vita game, but it doesn't really utilize the resources of the Vita too much more. It's still very much Persona 4, just, you know, aspect ratios changed, and they remastered some stuff, added some new voices, whatever, a bunch more content, and a new character. But we haven't seen a Persona game, a full-fledged Persona game, like, take advantage of, like, new hardware before. And, like, they are doing it 100%. Like everything about the game loses style. That has me excited, because, like... You know, we haven't seen a lot of, like, I don't want to keep using the word next gen because we've been in this fucking gen now for like 2-3 years. I can't keep saying next gen.
It's a new gen.
But yeah, in this current generation, we haven't seen too many like stylish like anime JRPGs in general that really utilize like newer hardware. We're seeing it with Final Fantasy 15, and I know Star Ocean got ragged on a bit, but I really like the character models in Star Ocean. I think it looks like really good, like current gen cell shading, like that you would expect to see on like PS2 or PS3. But like it looks, the lighting and the way everything flows looks modern. Like a lot of JRPGs look a little jank, and we don't see a lot of them like taking advantage of the hardware nowadays to utilize their style. That's why I'm so excited to see this. I'm so excited to see Final Fantasy 15. I'm so excited to see the new Ni no Kuni, and Dragon Quest 11 looks freaking beautiful as well. Like I'm so excited to finally see these huge AAA JRPGs popping out of Japan that are taking advantage of the hardware, and like Persona 5's doing it like the way that only Persona can really is like whoever's on their art team, whoever's doing all of this stuff over there is like on the best drugs possible and has the best brain. Like so, everything I hear from you and everything I see from Persona 5 has me super excited as somebody who's only casually dipped into the franchise. So like that has me super excited. I'm super excited for that aspect of it. Is the new hardware and seeing a full-fledged Persona game take advantage of the
art style is just. It's just amazing. It just
fantastic.
Looks. Yeah,
you guys are getting me hyped for a game in a series I've never even played.
Yeah, it's looking very, very solid, and they've taken their time with it. They've delayed it. I want to say like 3 times already, but just because they do want to take their time with it.
Well, I mean, I talked about in the last episode about how much I love JRPGs.
You would love Persona, right?
And so it's absolutely something I need to get into. It just slipped under my radar somehow.
Take him up on his offer of borrowing that Vita TV and play Persona 4 Gold.
Just start on 4 though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're separate
not.
stories.
They're all separate stories.
Oh,
similar,
okay,
like,
okay.
they just have what they have in common is that they can use their personas.
Yeah.
Which
Oh,
are,
okay, cool.
It's like Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest in that regard. That it's
Right.
like it's just they're separate.
They're separate
Okay.
stories.
So like you could technically jump right into 5, but like if you wanted to check it out before
Yeah,
that, 'cause
yeah.
that comes out in February, so you have time to. It's they're really great games. As somebody who's only played Persona 4 for such a short amount of time, like they're just the side activities and like what I love so much about Persona, and that's why I was so giddy watching the new gameplay they released is like playing Persona 4. One of the things I always loved doing in like Shenmue or in any of these games is like just fucking ditzing around like in town and like doing stupid shit, like playing a mini game or like going to a ramen shop and like just like watching the hilarity that ensues in there, you know, like playing around with the locals, doing whatever. And Persona has so much of that,
You know,
like
like-
not open world, but like that charm that like that comes from its side activities. So like if you like doing that, Rob,
Yeah.
you'll enjoy it.
I think
so much.
it's funny. With the last full game was on PS2.
Yeah.
yeah, and
Very similar to Dragon Quest in that regard. It's had sequels, but they're all like handheld sequels.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
weird, like
Or an
Dragon
MMO.
Quest Heroes, Dragon Quest Builders. Dragon Quest 11 is going to be the next like big console Dragon Quest.
Which I hope
Oh,
comes
well, on
west.
PC obviously, but you know what I mean.
Please come west.
And it needs to come west. It looks amazing.
Please come west.
I can't
Please.
even wait for that game. I'm more excited for that game than Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah. Me too. Mostly because I love Toriyama's art style a lot. I'm excited for Final Fantasy 15, but like there's something about that kiddish charm from that
Yeah.
you get from a Dragon Quest world.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so I mean, Persona has all that side activities. That's what I love so much about it. It gives me a lot of charm. I'm
That
so excited
definitely
about
sounds
it.
like
The
something I'm
footage,
interested in.
the footage was released got me thinking about video game side activities in general. Because there's so many different mini games, there's so many different games that take advantage of flavoring their world with side activities. Shenmue is a big one. You know, I mean, so many arcade games, so many stupid like Lucky Hit and like forklift driving and things that add flavor that you
it
never
brings their world to life.
you never yeah, forklift driving, man. If you don't have it in the game, what do you have? So Persona is obviously a big proponent, and that's one of the things a lot of people talk about with Persona. It's why they released an 18-minute video showing off so much of it. How important are side activities to you? I'm not saying they're required in video games. Like you know, like they're so important. Every game has to have them because like sometimes you get some that are shit and they're forced. And
I
it's
think
like,
they're important in
yeah.
games that aren't fully driven by story. Like you got your Naughty Dog games and stuff like that where the story is the main aspect. You don't really want a lot of side activities in a game where your story is the first.
A linear story-driven
yes.
game. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But in other games, especially JRPGs, I think side activities are important.
Yeah, and when I say side activities, I don't mean side quests. They're entirely different. Like, they're entirely different things. Like, eating ramen in Persona or playing Lucky Hit in Shenmue, there's no quests associated with those. It's just like, oh, I'm walking by
That's
here.
slightly different.
Wait, I can do this? Like, what? Like,
I don't think they're, in that case, I don't think they're as important, but I think they're incredibly appreciated.
Yeah.
Like, when you can just do some weird, crazy things, I think that adds a lot to a game. In a subtle way.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't add a lot, there's not a lot of gameplay there. There's not a lot of, like, you're not getting experience or new items, but it adds depth.
Yeah, exactly.
the
That's
game.
what I was going to say. I was going to say it's important in the sense where, like I said, it brings that world to life. Like, it gives
Exactly.
you... It puts you in the shoes of being in that world, in a way, without it having to be like a first-person crazy adventure like in Far Cry or anything like that. It's just... It lets you live out this world. It kind of shows you, like, these characters are still... Regardless of what they're doing, what crazy adventure they're into, they're still normal people for the most part, and they do normal things. Like they want to eat, they want to go to the movies, they want to have fun, they want to drive forklifts.
They want to look at boobies in a strip club. I think the two types of there's like two things, like two groups that come to mind when it comes to like these guys do side activities the best. And it's Japanese developers and Rockstar. Like, I can't think of too many Western devs that, like, fill it up with, like, goofy side activities that breathe life into the game. Like, GTA 5, you have fucking tennis. You can play golf.
Golf, yeah.
Like, you could play a straight-up tennis game inside of GTA 5, Like, ridiculous. Stupid. But Red Dead Redemption, you have... What the hell?
You can wrangle horses.
Wrangle horses. There's a card game, too, you could play. I forgot the name of it. People are really into it. Like,
yeah.
Oh, I gamble all my money. Like, dude, I spent maybe 10 minutes.
There's a dice game too that my friend always got wrong.
That's what I'm thinking.
He always called it
Liar's
dice.
Dice.
There you
Liar's
go.
Dice.
Yeah.
My friend always called it dice lie. Like
That's a Chinese knockoff. That's a free-to-play version on your phone.
he's also really, really bad with names in general.
Dice
But
lie.
I remember we actually went to a Chinese karaoke bar in Brooklyn, and we were playing something similar to it. It's like, oh, Dice Slide. I'm like, and at that point, I didn't really play much Red Dead Redemption, so I'm like, okay, so this is what it's like then. And then I started playing it. I'm like, it's not called Dice Slide at all.
That is dice. That's what I'm thinking.
That
of.
is Dice.
And then there's the Japanese devs who fill their worlds with so much to do. You know, you have Shenmue, which is one of my shining examples of like side activities, and why I wouldn't say they're important. Like when I asked you guys, like, oh, how important do you think they are? Like that's why I preface. Like I don't think like a game has to have them, but they're like super important for me for games that want to tout that their world is alive.
Yeah.
If you want to say, oh, we have a living and breathing world, well, if I can't interact with that, then it's not. Like,
yeah.
Like it feels a little. Not that I'm like, oh, it has to be so immersive. You know, I'm not like one of those grumps who will like I can't walk in every door. What the fuck? You know, like you have those. Like when GTA 4 come out, it's like, what do you mean I can't walk in every door? Like, are you crazy? It's the 360. What the fuck do you want? But it is super important to me, like when I'm playing Shenmue, which is largely story driven. It's a little bit open world. Like when I think of Shenmue and people say it's open world, like it is an open world in the sense that that I typically think nowadays in 2016. But like the side activities in Shenmue add so much character to Ryu, but they add so much character to the districts that you're exploring. Playing Lucky Hit, the forklift driving, the arcade machines. You can go play freaking Outrun and what's that other game? Harrier.
Yeah.
What the hell is that game? Is this Harrier?
Yeah.
Harrier. Like you can go to the arcades and like as a kid I would spend like 2 hours playing Harrier in the freaking arcade.
If I play any game, and even to this day, if I play a game and it has an arcade in it, I'll beat every single game. Even like you go into a game and there's like a fail, like in Bioshock Infinite.
Yeah.
I beat every single game. Like first place. Like Spider-Man 2. I used to play all those mini games.
I love mini games. Do you guys have any favorites? Anything that come to mind that's like, wow, they put a lot of time into this. About as much time as the main feature. Something like that.
I'm actually a little surprised at Fallout 4's mini games.
Are they good?
They're pretty good. There's little cartridges that go into your Pip-Boy, and they're like
NES.
NES.
That's right.
You got Pitfall, which is Pitfall, and that kind of stuff. But they made a full-on Grognak the Barbarian like overhead RPG, and it was like surprisingly deep for this little thing they threw. And I'm sure it didn't take long to program, but I was like, this is actually pretty.
Rob,
fun.
I'm surprised you haven't mentioned Gwen.
Oh, you know what? It skipped my mind that I love Gwen. I love Gwen. Like, Gwen being revealed in E3 was huge for me.
When I drummed this up, I'm like,
you were like Gwen.
Rob's is Gwen. Like, I know for a fact.
Strategy card games are one of my favorite things, just at all. And Gwent is so good. Like, it's totally unbalanced in the base game. But it's so much fun. Like, they created their own card game. Like, Fallout New Vegas, actually, they created Caravan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love that game. I learned how to play it. I bought the collector's edition. I have the cards.
Rob, you love cars, man.
I love cards. And I signed up for the Gwent beta test, and they won't
Rob, I love cars.
Yeah, just put that under my... I'm going to make that my new Twitter information.
I love cars. Make it your Twitter name. I love cards.
And it's going to be his eulogy. Rob,
he loves cards. There's a lot you can say about Rob.
I'll be alright with that.
Good friend, loyal, but the most importantly of all, he loved cards.
And I think the best thing about it is I'm not even that good at them.
God damn, he loved cards.
Like, I'm already at Gwent. I'm okay at Hearthstone. I'll probably be alright at Elder Scrolls Legends. But I really enjoy strategy cards, and they put a lot of time into Gwent.
A lot of people played Gwent. Like some people were like, oh, once I discovered Gwent, I barely played the rest of the game. I just played Gwent, you know?
I did. There was seriously a time. I hadn't even beaten the main quest. I looked up where people played Gwent, like where the people I could play Gwent and get their cards. And I just spent a whole day just running around playing everybody in Gwent.
Fucking Gwent.
And trying to get their cards out.
That's like a triple...
So I could build a better Gwent deck. And you know what? When they released Blood and Wine, they released a whole new Gwent deck. You know how excited I was?
That's
all
the best.
New cards.
I'm buying it just for the Gwent. Well, now they got you covered, though, with the video game Gwent. The official video game called Gwent.
And I believe it's going to be free to play.
Most likely.
I don't remember if they said it was or not.
I don't think they said it would be.
I feel like they said it would.
But like a game like that, I feel like it would be. Like to be competitive against Hearthstone and Elder Scrolls Legends. But a lot of people said the same thing about Overwatch. Overwatch is going to be free to play, I know it. And then Blizzard comes out and I'm like, no.
I'm pretty certain it's free to play.
And then I actually appreciate the fact that it's not. I think it would be cool. It's a little sidebar here. I think it would be cool if Gwent wasn't free to play and you bought the game and all the cards were in the game. And I didn't have to buy packs.
Then you'd build a deck off the bat, and then you'd always use that deck.
Well, I wouldn't mean that you just have all the cards.
Uh-huh.
You unlock them through methods of play.
Okay.
Like, because there's going to be a campaign, correct? Like, maybe there's there's still an in-game currency you earn, but you buy packs with those. Or maybe you can buy like an Overwatch system where you can spend money on the packs, but everything But you can do that in Hearthstone, technically.
Yeah, I feel like
but
it's
it just takes a while.
I feel like it's gonna follow the same Hearthstone.
It just takes a while.
Which works. They'll give you a nice basic deck.
If anyone...
But what I like is they're taking the game and
Whoops.
they could have just ported the game and released it. Like, oh, make it so it can be PvP and release it, but it wasn't balanced.
It's a really...
like in your favor, when you got enough cards in Witcher 3 to play Gwent, you beat everything.
Yeah.
You play Northern Realms, you throw everything in the siege, and hope they don't have torrential rain. And so they're totally revamping it, rebalancing the cards, and giving them cool new illustrations and great animations. I'm really excited.
For a full-fledged game, they'd have to. You know what I mean? Go back and take a look at it and be like, okay, but we want this to be viable as an esport, probably. How do we do that? Well, it can't be like this in Witcher 3, where you're playing against primarily NPC dwarves and shit who don't care about balance.
Yeah.
But it's really cool when you see a minigame
I think it's a great minigame.
Become a full-fledged video game, you know?
Has there been any other times has that happened?
How many times has it happened?
I can't think of any examples. I'm certain it's happened.
It has to have happened.
It has to have, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Other minigames are like Triple Triad's another card game.
Yeah.
That's very popular with Final Fantasy fans. They added it in Final Fantasy 14, which is where I played it primarily. I never played Final Fantasy 8, where I think it was introduced.
Yeah. And I played it at 8 a little bit, but not...
You a fan of Triple Triad?
Yeah, I liked it.
What's your favorite side activity? Do you have any off the top of your head?
I like the strip clubs in GTA and the beer drinking where you crash things.
We love ladies!
I don't know. It's hard.
I want to be serious with you for a minute. I wish the GTA 5 drunk was as fun as the GTA 4
Yeah.
drunk.
The GTA, that's the one thing I absolutely...
The 5 drunk is like the screen moves a little and it's hazy. The 4 drunk, you fell on the ground. I guess some people were annoyed. Like, I can't control my character, but I enjoyed that.
But you're pissed drunk. You shouldn't be able to.
Yeah, exactly.
It was my favorite thing about hearing Roman call me every fucking 5 minutes. Cousin, let's hang out. Like, no, man. I want to progress to the story. And if it's not him, it's fucking Brucey, who wants to just drive around like a maniac the whole time. That's what he wants to do.
It's FPS Doug.
Yeah. But I don't know.
Excuse my coughing. I'm so sorry. Sorry.
I can't really think of anything off the top of my head. The only thing that'll really stick out is probably like the Persona stuff. But
Did you ever mess about in the golden saucer in the Final Fantasy VII?
Oh, you're talking about ages ago, laddie. That was
What the hell was that?
that was a lifetime ago.
What did we just?
That was a different life.
What did we just witness? Jose transformed. He transcended his body and became an Irishman.
Yeah, that was a long time.
Oh, I do want to
ago,
mention,
so
I like
probably
side
did.
activities in games where it's like an arena or a tournament.
I love stuff like that. That's what I was
Like
thinking.
Kingdom
that
Hearts,
counts.
Ratchet and Clank,
Yeah,
they have those.
yeah.
Where
I
you
did
can,
that,
you can
yeah.
go back to the Coliseum or you can go back to the arena and you get bigger and better rewards.
Mm-hmm,
Because usually you have to go once and then you don't have to go back. But it's always great to go back and just to beat them and get like these cool rewards, fight bosses. I do really like
Yeah,
those.
I'm trying to like envision other ones in my head. Like
I was looking at my
Star
games
Ocean.
to try and remember some. It was like Killer is Dead has some weird ones.
Shenmue comes to mind the most. Like when I think of it, I think of Shenmue. And then I'm trying to think of like Oblivion's arena was fun, but I think that it should be that more to a
That was
more
kind
to
of just
more to a
quest
quest line. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you could hang out and bet on fighters, which kind of adds some like the arena's still going on even when you're not doing the quest. Like it breathes that kind of life into it. So I might pass just because it was my answer. And I could pass it if I want. No, I don't think I can. The quest line. Yeah, I don't know. Japanese devs do it the best, I think. Next to Rockstar, I think Japanese developers are really great at adding those
Oh, the
quirky...
Yakuza stuff was cool too.
That's what I'm trying to think.
Just hit me.
Yes! When I think of Shenmue, I think of Yakuza. The side stuff in Yakuza is fucking fantastic. The karaoke, the batting cages, the hostess clubs, like decking out and like customizing hostesses and like doing karaoke and oh man, those games.
Yeah.
Again, Japan, like they when Japan sits down to try to fill out like a larger open world. Like, it's usually maybe a little grindy in certain aspects, so it's usually a JRPG, but they fill it with so many goofy things that breathe so much zany life into it. That, yeah, Yakuza, dude.
I'm pretty sure everyone
has
a casino.
That's what I was fucking thinking of. Yeah.
Yakuza had really fun. That's if anything, aside from Persona, I think the most side activity stuff that I've spent on, without being forced by it, Roman, was probably Yakuza.
Yeah.
I probably spent more time... Most of the time that I've spent playing that game was probably doing side activities because I haven't beat a single Yakuza game. I have 1, 2, 3, and I had that weird zombie one, which I didn't care much for. But yeah, I spent most of my time doing the side activity stuff.
Nice. So speaking of side activities, this isn't a side activity. This is the main quest. What a bad transition. I'm sitting there, like, I'm waiting for Jose, like, to wrap up. Like, I'm listening to you. I'm not, like, ignoring you while I'm waiting. And I'm like, okay, how's the best way to transition to the next topic? Speaking of side activities, it's the main quest. It's not a real. It's the topic. We're at the halfway point of 2016. We're almost through July as Rob pours water. We're almost. Thank you, Rob.
You get thirsty, sick.
You get thirsty. You get thirsty when you're in show business. You try to pour it all the way.
I actually still have halfway. I'm good.
Nice.
I'm trying to avoid.
This is the good moment of the
wetting
show
my
for
pants.
you guys. If you've been sitting here, you're getting parched. You're like, I can't possibly pause this to get water. Good time to do it. You know, you want to feel like you're one with your heroes. Go get some water as well. We're halfway through 2016. We're in the back 6 months of 2016 right now. 1 through 6 is over. We're in the second half. It's been a fucking awesome year for video games so far.
Yeah.
There's no denying it whatsoever.
The back 6 months?
The back 6
Yeah, we're
months.
in the last 6.
The last
The
six.
first 6 are over.
It just sounded weird.
Yeah,
Sorry,
back
keep
six.
it's
going.
weird.
Well,
way to say it.
nobody ever describes the second half of the year as the back 6. But we're in the back 6.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. The back 6.
We're in the back 6. There's no denying it's been a fantastic year for games. You've had XCOM 2, you've had Uncharted, Overwatch, The Division for better or worse. What's come out in the beginning of the year? Blood and Wine, Gungeon, following the second half of the year, which is even better, arguably, than the first half. Stuff like No Man's Sky, Battlefield 1, Titanfall 2,
Deus Ex.
Final Fantasy 15. I
Destiny
always
expansion.
forget Final Fantasy 15, but Destiny expansion.
Dishonored 2. PlayStation VR's
Like
launching.
random shit like Dragon Quest Builders, which I'll probably pick up. So much stuff. I had a big list, and I forgot to bring it with me. Like, I literally had it, like, sectioned off. Like, okay, here's a really easy condensed part of the second half of the year for me to read it off. And I was gonna be an idiot and take a picture of it, even instead of just copy and paste it. But I got it. We're good. So going into the second half of the year, yeah, we have those games. There's definitely one I'm missing. I'm forgetting one, and I'm putting a giant wrench.
No,
I mentioned Battlefield.
Oh, I didn't hear
Put
it.
a giant wrench in the episode here really quick because I don't remember like the World of Warcraft expansion. You have for Forza Horizon 3. You have Mafia 3. That's another one. Gears 4. You have Civilization 6, you have Last Guardian, you have World of Final Fantasy,
Last
you have the
Guardian,
Skyrim remaster, you have Infinite Warfare, you have Gran Turismo Sport, you have Watch Dogs 2, you have Pokemon, you have Gravity Rush 2, you have Dead Rising 4, you have South Park,
Stop.
you have Divinity 2, you have Steep,
We
you
get
have
the point.
Kingdom Hearts, you have the Berserk game, you have Neo, you have Cuphead, the Dragon Quest remasters for the 3DS. You guys get the picture. There's no fucking way in hell we can afford all of this.
No.
There's just no way in hell. And I have.
Unless you're Terry Crews.
I should,
He built this
Terry
for
Crews
his
built
PC.
a sick ass PC. I
Yeah.
wish I was Terry Crews.
Wait, did that happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, he built it live on Facebook.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I didn't hear about that.
Yeah. Really funny. I love seeing celebrities do stuff like that.
Yeah, he got to play Battlefield 1 during the
Yeah, then like,
EA
then
thing.
inspired him to
Yeah,
build a
his-
PC.
I guess his son's like a big PC gamer.
That's
So to spend more time with his son, like playing games with him and stuff, he went out and because he's rich, bought all the coolest.
He just wants to
newest
shoot
shit.
his son in Battlefield.
Probably.
Rob, Terry Crews just wants to shoot his son.
Yep.
Period. 2016.
Well, 3
P.S.
periods.
I
so
love
it's called.
cards.
Yeah.
P.S. I love cards. Speaking of the back half of 2016, though, before we get into how the hell we're going to afford all of that, what are some of your highlights so far of half one, the
Half
first
one.
half, the first 6, the front 6?
I gotta go with my
2016.
current game of the year, Uncharted 4.
Thank you.
And honestly, I can't even tell if it's going to be toppled. With all those games coming out, Uncharted 4 was incredible. And I know it's a circle jerk now, but it was great in every way. The gameplay was tight. It wasn't like mobs of endless enemies. And the guns felt heavy for the first time in the whole series. Like, they learned a lot from The Last of Us. And the storytelling was amazing. Like, they brought in another character that technically existed in the whole series, but they made it so it made sense.
Yeah, a lot of people have mixed feelings on the introduction of Sam Drake. Like, you're supposed to make me care about a character. Like, you told me they had a brother the whole time, and I'm supposed to care. No, well, I mean, like, if you're gonna look at it like a pessimist like that, fine. But looking at the framing of Uncharted 4's story and how they did make me care about Sam Drake,
I think they created enough emotional attachment by going into their childhood.
Dude, those chapters are also among some of the most hated chapters from people.
Which is outrageous
and
to me.
stuff.
Like, sure, you're not shooting bad guys, okay, but that's not really what the game's all about.
A lot of people's gripes with Uncharted 4, and I have none that really stick out to me that are glaring for me. For me, Uncharted 4 is a perfect 10. For me, Uncharted 4 is one of those rare cases where a developer takes the finale, or anything, whether it's a TV show or movie. It's a rare case where the creators take the finale and the ending and they really cap it off in such a great way. There's so many times you get endings to things that have been running for so many years. Uncharted's been going for close to 10 years, and like things like that oftentimes have endings that whimper out. Like like look at all the controversies surrounding like the ending of Lost or the ending of Dexter or the ending of whatever. Anything that's long running. A lot of times people aren't happy with the ending, or a lot of times the creators just don't know how to fucking end it. Like, oh fuck, well, I didn't think we'd ever get here. Like, well, whoops, I didn't think of that. But like,
we just got incredible character development, incredible closure. Characters, serious moments, which 1, 2, and 3 had their share, but not a lot. Like, they actually had their full, serious, contemplative moments, and the humor was still throughout the rest of the game.
They didn't
sacrifice their humor. Serious.
It was the most ultimate Naughty Dog game ever made. It had the goofiness of the past Uncharted games. It still kept the platforming of their past history on the PS1 and PS2, and then it brought in that maturity that they gained from The Last of Us that people were worried would ruin Uncharted 4. Neil Druckmann's doing it; it's going to be too serious. Like, dude, these are still real people, and I want to care about the characters on a real level, not just like Nathan Drake's invincible and he could swing across. He's Pitfall Harry 2.0. He's amazing, But Uncharted 4 made us do that, and
I believe in them as real people.
I miss my time playing Uncharted 4. It's definitely my highlight of 2016, same as yours. We knocked two birds out with one stone, and I am hoping there's no revisiting it besides DLC. It's one of those endings that is so good. Please don't.
At the very least, I don't want it to revisit Nathan Drake.
Please don't cheese it up.
Or any of those characters. If they want to revisit the series, in a way,
there's ways to do it.
With the adventuring and stuff.
There's ways to do it.
Not the characters. Same as if, when they eventually do the Last of Us sequel, don't go back to Joel and Ellie.
Please don't go back to Joel and Ellie.
In the same vein as that. Just
Please
don't go back to those characters. Those characters had a great ending. I don't want anything else
I trust, at this point, Naughty Dog could walk a mask and shit on me, and I wouldn't even care. I'd be like, that was the best shit I ever smelled. I wouldn't even mind. Like, Naughty Dog's track record since I started playing their games, I've never been disappointed by them. Not many people have been. I mean, yeah, people have the gripes with Uncharted 4 and the gripes with The Last of Us and other gripes with Uncharted 3, but like, for me personally, like, I'm one of those people again. Like, maybe it's tired to hear this over and over again about Naughty Dog because like everyone praises them like the second coming, but like they've truly never let me down. And like I will try if they think they have a reason to maybe revisit Joel and Ellie. I don't think they should. I think maybe they know they shouldn't. I think Neil Druckmann is smart enough to realize how to tell a story, and I think he knows not to fuck with that. But if they think they have a good reason to do it, I will wait and see. Benefit of the doubt for these guys forever going forward. Until they shit on me and it's not a good shit.
until they give you a Ubisoft shit.
Yeah. Until they come in and shit on me with points of interest attached to this poop. Anyway, Jose, any highlights for this year so far? Anything big?
No,
it's okay if you don't.
I'm just waiting for Madden. Because, that's the epitome.
That's the big one.
That's life.
Gotta get that roster update for $60.
Yeah, baby.
NBA Live.
It doesn't exist anymore, does it?
It's on phones. It's on mobile.
That's the way of the future. Getting some of that Pokemon Go on NBA Go.
Yeah. I surprisingly haven't bought too many games this year.
You were mentioning that earlier, like when we were getting ready to record, like you're going through like your past like trophy history and everything, seeing like oh man, what have I played this year that's from this year? And like you have this like super relief of like, man, I really didn't buy any games this year. Like, but like, and the way you said it was like so happy. Like thank God I didn't make my backlog bigger. Like, I'm so proud of myself. Like, because they easily could have with all the games that have come out at the beginning of the year, you know, with the XCOMs, and there's so many of the games that came out at the beginning. Why don't I just name XCOM? What the fuck else came out beginning of the year?
Oh, well, my list here, I got XCOM, Blood and Wine, The Division, and Enter the Gungeon.
Division's a big one.
They were all
well.
big games for me. I mean, The Division...
But yeah, you said
turned out to be
it.
so
You said it with such happiness,
Yeah.
and like I listened to that, and like it made me kind of warm my heart a bit because like I can't speak to the same degree. I bought too many at the beginning of the year.
Well, like that was my problem, is that I just buy games.
Yeah.
I collect them. I don't do anything with them. They're prisoners in my world. I have a Steam library that reaches almost 200 games. And I think the only ones I finished was Max Payne 3 and BioShock Infinite. No, I did buy a few titles this year that I did enjoy, mostly for handheld. Final Fantasy Explorers I really enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
It was just good fun to have with my brother and have some friends over, and we'll just play right there. Just slay some monsters.
The hunting genre is fun.
Yeah.
I really enjoy the hunting genre. And you got that Black Desert, baby.
Black Desert, which is the first MMO that I've probably played a lot on my own. Now when I say a lot, I don't mean a lot like, oh, how did you get here? No, I mean I played for over 20 hours. That's a lot for me in MMO, because I'm normally like, well, shit, who do I play with? I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't want to just go and play with randoms because I'm scared. But I did play a lot of it, and I spent most of my time fishing because the world is beautiful, and I like fishing and killing goblins. And then I just created a new character because they released those new classes. And I was like, I'm kind of tired of this dwarf with the giant sideburns, who's not a dwarf at all because he's like 6 feet tall. But the Berserk class, I think it's called, something like that. But that I had that. The last Fire Emblem that came out, which was my first time playing a Fire Emblem game. And
I do like that.
I like it a lot.
I play Fire Emblem, you know.
I got my ass handed to me in like the training battle because I'm not a good strategist. I'll tell everyone this. You want to tell me where to go? Fine, I'll go. I'll do it. I'll kill whatever.
Okay, well the next time you play, I'll stand behind you. I'll be your general.
Yeah, so, but
I'm
it was
not too
fun.
bad at Fire Emblem.
The animations of it is really cool. The story is pretty cool so far.
The Fire Emblem games, their production value in those games and the art direction and everything, and it's so beautiful. Like the 3DS Fire Emblem games were my first introduction to Fire Emblem, and like I love playing them. The sprite work's really good, the music's really good, the combat's really good, the character development's really good. The whole, once again, like in Persona games, like allowing you to like marry and like get romantic with some of your party members, and then they have kids, and then those kids could eventually grow up to be units into your party and everything. It's like all that shit's so damn cool. Those games are so great.
Yeah, this one is like base building.
Yeah, as a little
I
base building
like
thing.
the idea of just like making people in your game have children and then force them into your army.
There's a game that's for the I think it's out for the 3DS also, called it's Conception to something of the stars. I forget the name of it. Where the whole premise is like you're kind of like this super being, and like you have to. You go to like this special school where I forget the exact story. I only played a few minutes of it, like I do with everything else. And basically, you have kids with these. I think it's like 5 or 7 girls. They're there to create these super babies that you take into dungeons and fight for you, and they all have different abilities and stats and stuff like that. Yeah, I think they could die too. I think.
The kids?
Yeah.
Like when?
Well, when in combat.
Oh,
Like you don't watch them to live to be 50 and then they just die.
I mean, anyway, interesting.
Yeah.
Anything else besides Fire Emblem?
No, I think that
They
was.
got kids? When do they die? Bill Conway.
Anyway,
But yeah, I think that's all I've gotten for this year so far.
Cool.
The
It's
back half is what I'm.
I'm proud of you.
More about that
I'm,
backside.
we're all about that booty. I'm proud of you though, Jose, that you didn't spend, because that obviously means you're gonna be able to afford all these other games that are coming out in the second half of the year, right? I'd imagine.
No,
Probably not.
no.
Probably not.
That
Well,
money
about
all
4.
went elsewhere.
Well,
4 or
guys,
5.
don't you worry, because today I am your father. I'm both of your fathers.
That's interesting.
You guys are my.
Are we the super babies?
You guys are my super babies.
When do we die?
You might die when I tell you that for the rest of your year, your allowance for video games is only $180. You two are only allowed to buy 3 games for the rest of this year. I don't have enough money to let you guys do all this. I can't be dropping $60 at the drop of a hat for my 2 grown men's sons who are the same age as me. I can't keep doing this. My one son's older than me. This is a disaster. So you each only have an allowance of $180, which allows you to buy 3 games. Pretend we live in a world with no sales tax. There's no sales tax.
Yeah.
$180. Or I have to give you like maybe $186 if we were talking sales tax.
Well, no, it'd be like 190 something.
Would there?
Yeah.
It was 60 bones. It comes out usually what, like 63?
64? 63, 64?
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
It'd be about
Yeah, it's
$100.
like $190, roughly.
Oh, what the hell am I doing? Your father's not good at math. Anyway, we live in a world without sales tax. You guys have a budget of $180. You can either use that to buy 3 AAA games, or if you want to shit out some indie games, you can do that. What? Because there's so many games coming out. Like I mentioned earlier in that list.
Can I buy wings with this money?
You can do whatever you want with this $180.
Yeah! I would like to order 2 wings.
So just to kind of
With
once again, while you guys think, and for also reference while you guys are watching, like throughout the rest of the year, we have I Am Setsuno which just came out.
I do want that.
I was gonna only count October on, but a lot of stuff comes out in these, and we're going back half. We're going the last 6 months. I Am Setsuno just came out. There's No Man's Sky that comes out beginning of next month. There is Tales of Berseria, Deus Ex, the Attack on Titan game, God Eater 2, World of Warcraft expansion, which I don't know if you guys are going to buy, Batman. They get to factor that in. Is that priority for this $180 allowance that your father's giving you? XCOM 2 is coming out on consoles. Recore, none of us really cares. I think about Recore. We don't. Well, you have an Xbox One. We don't. FIFA, Forza, Final Fantasy 15, Yokai Watch 2, Mafia 3, Rise of a Tomb Raider coming to PS4, Dragon Quest Builders, Battlefield 1, Titanfall 2, Last Guardian, World of Final Fantasy, Elder Scrolls 5, Skyrim, Infinite Warfare, Dishonored 2, Watch Dogs 2, Pokemon, Gravity Rush 2, Dead Rising, Divinity, Neo, all that stuff. So you have to pick 3 games out of that. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I'm not telling you guys to remember what I just said. But, like, priority-wise, if you had to only buy 3 games for the rest of the year with your father's allowance.
What would
those
say?
games again?
Go ahead.
No, I just asked him to run those games by me again.
Oh. Destiny expansion.
How much is that, you think?
That's $30. Now that depends on if there's a trade-in deal.
Okay.
If there's a trade-in deal.
So that's 30. So now you have $150 left for the rest of the.
No Man's Sky. So now I got $90 left. Titanfall 2 if you buy it. Oh, I won't buy it.
I don't play games with my kids.
Who do you think he is? Terry Crews?
And then I've only got 30 bones left, so probably some indies.
I don't waste time on video games. I'm a father.
It's a rough choice to choose Titanfall 2. It's just I do like shooters with that I know I can just jump on and play.
True, yeah.
Although I've already got Overwatch, so if not Titanfall 2, it'd probably be Final Fantasy.
It's really tough. That's why I wanted to make it super tough.
It's hard for me to budget, but normally I can buy 1 per month.
Yeah.
Normally I got about that budget. And I'm gonna stretch September.
When I was coming up with the budget at home, I'm like, I'll give them like $300. That's fucking easy.
Then I'd have
you have everything you want, like all the priority games. But
because there's not actually that much coming out for me in October. Mm-hmm. Last Guardian, I'm excited about. I'm really excited about it even. But I'm not gonna buy it right away. I just know I'm not.
Cool.
When it comes out, I'll probably rent
I like
it.
that. I like the excess of $30 just in case.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Maybe some DLC comes out for one of those,
maybe Uncharted DLC,
or maybe
or I just get half off on a game.
Yeah, you trade stuff in. A lot of stuff factors into the $180. But you have to spend it by the end of the year. That's my bullet.
Yeah.
No, but none of you guys can say I'll save it until they all go on sale next year.
I'll be lucky if I have this $180 budget.
As your father, I'll be pushing you guys into the wall,
especially because I actually pre-ordered the Dishonored 2 Collector's Edition. So that's actually most of my money.
You can spend all that on one collector's edition if you want. It doesn't even cover the full Final Fantasy 15 collector's edition. Got your 3 games in mind, Jose? Or are you still thinking?
Stop pressuring me, Dad.
I'm your father. I'm trying to get the best out of my kids.
Hey, I just want to party hard.
Don't do that, or you'll end up like your mother. Not your real mother, obviously.
I know. I was actually trying to think of something where it didn't end up with her being dead. I couldn't think of anything. That's tough, man. That's a real tough budget.
It's tough.
Because, like I said, like my first half of the year, I was pretty cautious about because there really wasn't much that stuck out to me to the point where I cough up the 60 bones for it.
What are your three priorities? I assume with Battlefield
1.
Assuming you didn't already pre-order the Final Fantasy 15 Collector's Edition in real life. This is an alternate reality, Jose, right here, that we're talking about. Would that be one? See, or would you just play your brother's copy? Your brother's copy over here. Oh, wait, that's not on his list. No Final Fantasy 15 in this fucking house.
See, because here's where it gets tough for me. Because now you have Final Fantasy 15 that I do want. No Man's Sky that I do want.
It's fucking tough, dude.
And Telltale's Batman that I do want.
Which episode 1 will probably be $5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm gonna just buy the season pass.
That's true. Which will be what, $30?
25.
25?
Because if there's 5 episodes.
Yeah, they want the season pass to like a deal. Which it is a deal. You're saving $5 if you because there's presumably 6 episodes.
There's gotta be 6 in that case, yeah.
And $5, $30 if you buy them separately. You'll save $5. Yeah, 25.
I think that's a normal.
So here's what I'll do.
Plan.
Yeah,
I'll get Battlefield 1, No Man's Sky, Telltale's Batman. I Am Setsuna, which leaves me with $5, so I will buy a shitty avatar picture.
Jose getting the most value for his buck over here.
So I figured I'll leave out Final Fantasy and I'll get my RPG fixed with I Am Setsuna.
That's true.
And
maybe your dad will buy Final Fantasy, you know? Maybe, you know,
my dad doesn't play games.
We all live in the same house. Don't talk about your father that way! I just say I don't play games for the ladies. For me, if I was in your shoes, but I'm the dad, so I
should have brought a fake mustache.
I just have I just have unlimited money because I'm the dad. My three.
Maybe that's what I need to do. I need to have a kid, so I don't have to worry about going broke.
You instantly unlock unlimited money. It's great. Ever since I had you guys, I've been living large.
Unlimited money, get.
I've been doing all the side activities in real life, you know, strip clubs. But no, it's really tough, you know. And I'm thinking like, oh, I don't have to play this game because I'm the dad, you know. I'm the guy who makes them play the game. But I'm thinking like you know how hard it is to answer that question, and that's why I really wanted to do it because I know it's fucking difficult. Because like as I'm trying to think about it myself, it's like changed like 8 times since I got it from my house to here to do this episode. For me, it would probably be Neo, which presumably is coming out this year. It doesn't date yet. Which is the Dark Souls style like game from Team Ninja and Koei Tecmo, which is fantastic. The alpha demo engrossed me so much. I played that thing for like 30 hours. It was a fucking demo.
There's another demo coming out.
What?
At the end of August.
Updated demo.
Did I not send that to you?
See you guys next time. I'm going to dream about that demo.
Until Rob shows up. There's no demo for you.
So we got Neo. I want to do No Man's Sky because like, I feel like I have to play that game. But then I have Legion, which I'm going to play, the World of Warcraft expansion, which will cost me about $45. Oh, about $55 because I got to buy the expansion and the month because the expansions don't come with a free month. You'd think they would. But then I want to get Final Fantasy 15. But then Titanfall and Battlefield. My high-profile releases, what I would buy, probably. Because I'm thinking, like, okay, the point of this game is, like, these are the 3 games you buy. You're a kid again, you can't keep buying games, and you don't have a source of income. Like, these are the games that need to last me throughout the year. It would be Neo, Final Fantasy 15. But then I want an online shooter to play with my buds, so probably Battlefield. Probably. But then I really want No Man's Sky. Maybe I ask my grandmother for No Man's Sky, you know what I mean? It's one of those loopholes where it's like, oh, I can...
See, now my birthday falls in here.
Yeah.
So do I get a free game?
As your father, no. As your father, no. You little shit.
You're lucky if you get a cake.
I don't have time to be doing these. Ever since your mother left, I don't have time.
Here's a bubble gum.
I'm working all day. I'm strippering all night. Whatever the verbiage is for going to see strippers. What's the verbiage for that?
It's strippering now.
Anyway, it's really tough. Yeah, for me, it would be Final Fantasy 15, No Man's Sky, and Neo. I have to cut out a multiplayer shooter. I feel like I need to.
Yeah. I mean, we've got Overwatch.
We have Overwatch.
For the multiplayer shooter things.
That's true.
I think the thing for me is like with Deus Ex, with Final Fantasy, with Dishonored. So I'm probably going to cancel that pre-order to be honest. Is they're games that I really want to play, but I don't think I need to play them right away.
Yeah.
No Man's Sky is a game I need to play right away.
Yeah, I feel like it's a zeitgeist.
Destiny's a game I need to get into right away.
No Man's Sky. I forgot about the Destiny expansion. Well, Rob, I'm not playing with you, my son. I have a fixed income, son. I was kidding. I was lying about the unlimited money. I was high.
Genuinely, I probably would actually trade Titanfall for Final Fantasy, though.
I think, but it's like tentpole games. Like, I feel like No Man's Sky was a zeitgeist with that. Like, you got to play that thing on launch week. Like, everyone's gonna be playing it, discovering stuff. You know, like I want to be in that world from the start because there's stuff in that game that, you know, like when you get to certain planets, like you can see who discovered it already. Like, I want to be one of the first people to discover a species like that no one's seen before. And there's 18 quintillion planets. I'm sure 3 months down the line, you're still going to be seeing stuff nobody has seen. Mm-hmm. But like, there's that release week zeitgeist for No Man's Sky, and same with like Final Fantasy 15. Like, that's a fucking mainline Final Fantasy game. The first time it's come out, that's gotten so much fanfare and like hype around it. Like 13 didn't have this much. I mean, it did, but it will fizzle out real fast. There's a lot of stuff going behind Final Fantasy 15, so that would probably be the reasoning for my pick. You know, especially getting into all of the like media surrounding it, like the anime and the Kingsglaive movie and all that stuff. You know, like I'm really excited to get into that.
I have a quick unrelated question.
Yeah.
So Hello Games is a team of like 12 people.
Yeah,
right?
like 12 or 14 people. Yeah.
And the game is a 4 gig download. So I assume the game is hosted on their servers.
Yes.
How bad do you think the launch is going to be?
As in, like,
with a game that hyped and so many people buying it at once, how stable do you think it's going to be at launch?
That's a good question. It's a good question, assuming it's all server based. Mm-hmm. Assuming.
I mean, even if it's not server based, it is still online.
Yeah.
So it's still going to be heavy duty on
unless there's like a player near you.
Like, I guess we'll see.
Connect. I don't know.
I'm curious. I have no doubt I'm buying it as soon as I can.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's
whether there's launch problems or not.
As the question I don't think anyone's really brought up, like around No Man's Sky, is like what will happen at launch. You know, it is so overhyped. And one little problem with it at launch, like this game already has so many doubters and it has so many, like evangelical crazy fanboys too that like this game's gonna change everything about me.
Yeah.
You know, like it's gonna give my parents back or whatever. Like. You know, like the Pixel presentation from Xbox's conference. You know, like it's like the second coming. So like naturally then that breeds haters, and like I think like there are people out there who like will want that to happen. Like one bad move at launch, and like
they're gonna feel justified.
This is gonna be like, oh, we told you it was overhyped. Like there was 14 dudes working on this. Like like I am willing to accept whatever they give me in No Man's Sky. Yep. Not that like I'm willing to accept garbage
genuinely,
like for $60, but
I'm
like,
happy if all I can do is fly through space and walk around planets. That's already enough.
And
I know there's more.
Here's my my thing about No Man's Sky and why I'm so excited about it. It's not going to deliver everything that people expect. No. And I think going into it knowing and not overhyping it to a certain degree, like I'm overhyping it in my head just due to the fact that like I'm overhyping the idea that I can just fly through space. Like that's what I'm overhyping. A lot of people are expecting certain things out of it, so a lot of people are bound to be disappointed. But what has me so excited to play this game is that, there's so many games that come out a year, and I'm not dissing large AAA developers at all. I'm not dissing Ubisoft. I'm not dissing Rockstar. I'm not dissing it because all those guys pour their sweat and tears into their respective games that their teams are working on. I'm not taking away any ounce of dedication, any ounce of hard work that any developer puts into their games. But a lot of games are by the numbers, and a lot of games that have large teams that do put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into them are just like Watch Dogs 2. Like, do you think those guys are dying at the stake at Ubisoft for Watch Dogs? Do you think guys are like No Man's Sky is made by 14 people, and it's made by a bunch of people who really wanted to make this game, and like Sean Murray really wanted to see this game through to the end. Despite all the hype around it, despite everything about it, the team is so small. It's made with so much love and care, and it's randomly generated and procedurally generated, all that stuff. But it's like handcrafted by a small group of people. That the fact that this game is even accomplishing what it's currently accomplishing is a super labor of love, and I'm willing to respect whatever the final product is, regardless, because it isn't made by 800 people. I'm gonna feel so sorry for them just because no matter what this game is like when it comes out, those 14 people are gonna get the biggest shits on their bodies from the community. Maybe not the community itself, but the internet. And I'm not looking forward to reading Reddit, NeoGAF, wherever. YouTube comments, wherever.
Twitter.
The darknet, whatever the fuck. When that game comes out, it's going to be a disaster. For them on a personal level.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was off sidebar, a little bit ramble from me. But I'm looking forward to that game a lot, really a lot. But yeah, no, it's a good question, Rob, about the servers. You know, but like I said, I hope for them it doesn't, because one little blemish on launch day will sink them in the eyes of the people who want that game to fail.
Yeah.
But anyway, good exercise, good pricing exercise. The new way we're going to end the show is not going to be a childhood question. It's not going to be, oh, you know, what's your first game you played with your dad? You know, whatever. You know, I am your dad. I ask the questions. The way we would end this nowadays is, what have you been doing in the week prior, leading up to this? What, like, whether it's a movie you've watched, whether it's a show you've watched, whether it's a game you've watched, whether it's an activity that you've done that you would like to recommend to the people out there. Like, you think it's cool to mention, like, you know, you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm happy about that.
So, Rob, is there anything that you've watched, read, played, done whatever?
This week, yesterday I started Stranger Things on Netflix.
Nice.
And I know we agree on this. I only watched one episode. It's amazing.
Yes.
Highly recommended. 80s vibes, John Carpenter vibes, Stephen King, Goonies, Stand By Me, and yet wholly original.
Yeah. It's so good. Like, you watch it, it's rare, and it's the same feeling I got when I watched, like, Justified, and, like, when I watched Deadwood, or when you know you're watching, like, high-quality TV, and you just really don't want to stop.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people binge a lot of shows, but not a lot of shows to me are binge-worthy.
Yeah.
Like, as in, like, I just don't want to leave this world. Like, yeah, some shows have, like, oh, there's that cliffhanger that makes me want to keep watching it. But, like, then there's the shows that are just, like, so well crafted, like Justified and Deadwood and Stranger Things, where, like, the reason I'm binging this isn't because they had a cliffhanger. The reason I'm binging this is because, like, I don't want to leave this world that that these people have put on the screen. And, like, Stranger Things... Like, I've only watched 2. I'm watching with my parents, so, like, it's the thing where I gotta wait for them.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't, I probably would be done by now. Because it's one of those things where, like, I'm watching it, I'm like, I just sit there and I'm like, man, like, I don't check my phone for anything, you know, I'm just like, I'm loving it.
Seriously, and I have that problem sometimes where I'm looking at my phone.
Yeah, it happens. It happens, yeah.
I put it down completely. I only picked it up to look up the sheriff, because I recognize him from something. Yeah, I didn't even figure out what I
He's in the show 6 Feet Under. You probably haven't. It's an old HBO show.
Never watched it.
He looks a lot more out of shape nowadays.
But anyway, I've also been catching up on Preacher.
Nice.
Which is, honestly, one of the best shows AMC's put out. I read the books. I haven't finished them, but I'm reading the books, and it's not very much like them at all. And that's not a bad thing at all. The characters are pretty different, but I'm enjoying that because it means that all of this is, like, new to me. I'm, like, watching the show, and I'm like, oh my god, wow. That's nuts. Even though I know some of the information, and a lot of the information in the long run, there's still a lot different about it, and I'm really enjoying it. And it's still got the... Oh, what's that word? Essence. It's still got the essence of Garth Ennis in it.
Nice.
And I'm very happy with that. I've also been watching Steven Universe.
Oh, okay. That'll probably make some people happy.
It's a really good show. It's like, it starts off, it's kind of kiddie, but the show gets super deep. Yeah. And the animation is beautiful.
I've heard fantastic
Especially
things.
The background stuff. It's a beautiful show, great themes, and they're showing, like, the whole 3rd season, like, back-to-back every day right now. And that's been really good.
Cool.
I haven't read any new comics or anything. Because I buy them, like, every few months and read them, and then I'm done for a few months.
Cool.
I think that's generally, and then playing Overwatch. Yeah. Getting new legendary skins. Somehow.
Same old, same old.
I feel like I have the most. I finally broke 100. I've gone back. I've got my first star in Overwatch. Getting those loot boxes quicker. I'm happy about that.
That's gotta feel good.
It does feel good. Yeah. Play one match loot box.
I'm still like 63 or 64, so like I'm still far away.
I'm like 113 already.
Damn, Rob.
I put over 100 hours into it, and that's pure gameplay hours too. That's not even menus and matchmaking. I've been playing a lot of Overwatch.
Nice.
I've also been playing Grand Theft Auto 5 again.
Oh, the stunt tracks.
I've been playing the stunt tracks, and also I've just been playing the base game and walking around and like taking photos with the Snapmatic app. They've created a beautiful world in that game where you can just walk around and take pictures like an actual photographer.
GTA 5's.
And I've been putting those on my Twitter, and I was supposed to do one last week, and I didn't, so I'm going to put up 2 this week. Follow me.
Oh, what a treat!
They're nice shots. They really are. I've seen.
Yeah, I'm not being sarcastic. I'm being serious.
No, yeah. Seriously, follow
what a treat.
Seriously, follow me.
No, GTA 5 is one of those open worlds, like, even when we were talking about side activities earlier, where, like, I would even consider that one of those like immersive, like
Yeah.
like you're just walking around taking pictures, like because the game allows you to do it with
That
your
really
cell
does
phone.
pull me
Like
into the game. There's
like,
things in the
yeah.
game I never even noticed, and now I'm taking pictures of them. I'm like,
They
wow, I didn't
Rockstar
even know that was
crafted a
there.
fantastic world with GTA 5.
really
Probably one of
did.
the best open worlds I played through, and it feels alive more so than any other world I played. Like for real, Rockstar is a
So what have you been doing this week?
gods. Who me?
Yep.
I'm gonna dump it off to Jose first.
Well, I've had the apartment myself for the last few days, so I've mostly just been walking around naked.
What a treat.
Let's see. I finished up. I finished up Kisniver
Nice.
the other day, which was really good.
Which is an anime for those who guys
yeah.
who don't know.
I didn't
Yeah.
know.
I really like Trigger stuff, and
Yeah.
I believe this was an original story.
Yeah, most of their stuff is. I don't think they ever really adapted anything as of yet.
But it was really good. I started, like I was telling you yesterday, I started My Hero Academia, which is awesome.
Keep going.
I can't.
We need a copyright ID for that.
Shut it down.
It's the karaoke version.
There's one guy standing there with one button. Nope. I finally sat down and watched the first 2 episodes of the second season of Mr. Robot,
I haven't started that yet. Oh, son of a bee.
which is still really some of it was a little slow, but it's still kicking off pretty strong.
I gotta start this
I
episode.
mean, I don't know
gotta
how many
start
have
season 1.
watch it. I will watch it
I know.
with you.
My backlog
When
of
you were
shows.
talking-
My backlog of shows is worse than my backlog of video games.
When you were talking
me too, I
about binge watching shows and how you did, Mr. Robot was I've been watched a few. By that I mean I've watched maybe a few episodes back to back. But Mr. Robot I finished in 3 days. I know it's only 10 episodes, but knowing my record with how it has built as I'm watching anything, it took me a year to finish Fully Coolly. That's what 6-8 episodes.
Dude, that's an hour and a half. 2 hours worth of fucking. It's a movie.
I started it and I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then I started something else. But yeah, this in 3 days I was done. I watched. I think the first day I watched about 3 episodes. My wow, that's really good. And I came back from work the next day and I watched 4 episodes. Loved it. I bought the second season on Vudu so I can watch it. But I did that. I caught up on the Rebirth comics for Batman and Green Arrow, which Green Arrow's is really, really good
I've heard good
so
things.
far.
Yeah.
Batman's is a little slow right now, but it's not bad. But Green Arrow's is really good. So I'm looking forward to picking up the new issue this week. So I'll be reading that this week. What else did I do? I did that. Yeah, I think mostly it's just watch Mr. Robot, watch some anime, because I'm going to try to watch some more anime within the next month. Oh, Justified Season 2 finally started
I was
that.
waiting for you to remember it. I was gonna nudge you.
Yeah, because I remember watching that was probably 7 months when I finished the first season, and I started it up again today. Because I've also been watching The Americans, which I like, but it hasn't hooked me as much as anything else that I've really watched recently. But the dialogue in Justified is just so damn good, and there has not been a bad character. There has not been
What a treat.
a bad scene. It's just such a good show. And actually, I watched the second episode of season 2 at work during my break.
There you go. I don't know how you do that, man. Not even finding the time, but I mentally I just can't prepare to watch an hour show just in the shitter at work.
I didn't do that. No, when I'm in the work, I play Marvel Alliance.
When he was watching Mr. Robot season 1, he would message me on Facebook. Goes, hey, guess what I'm doing? I'm pooping at work. I'm watching Mr. Robot. It's like how? It's amazing. No, I think it's a great quality. You get so much done when you're consolidating so many
That's
tasks.
how you multitask, yeah.
See, those last 3 episodes of Mr. Robot were so huge. I don't know how I watched them at work because I was not prepared for that at all.
You are not prepared.
And I got back to work because it was in between during my breaks and stuff. I had my laptop at work, and then I got back to my station and my guys are there working, and I'm just thinking about that episode. And I'm like, oh fuck, oh shit, like they're asking me stuff, and I'm like, what is it?
You're acting like the character, you're all paranoid and weird.
It was just like, oh man, I gotta get home and watch the next one. But
yeah,
season 2 of Justified is off to a really good start as well.
Everybody out there, okay, who loves TV, you love it. You love watching TV, you love it. You haven't watched Justified. Please, for the love of fucking God.
Do it.
That show is so... I don't want to say underrated, because I feel like that word's misused. I use it sometimes and I shouldn't. Underrated to me means it got reviews it shouldn't have. Justified was never reviewed poorly. It reviewed really well for the sites that did give it its recognition. Underappreciated or overlooked is the word I would use for Justified, because like while it had a viewer base that was dedicated and it did exist, it wasn't like around 1 million, maybe like consistent on the Nielsen ratings. That show got no Emmy love. It nobody fucking knows what it is. Like I bring it up like when I met our buddy Bill. Mm-hmm. I met him. I never talked to him in my life. As soon as we were talking about TV randomly, and I heard him say Justified, and like I instantly celebrate. My team won the Super Bowl. Like somebody else saw it. Like yes, like that show, the best dialogue on TV for me personally, next to Deadwood and Fargo season 2. The writing and the sharpness of it, and the quick wit, and the way that the characters all feel natural, but they're talking to each other, they've known each other. It just feels so good to watch.
It feels like they really did all. Like I was telling you, when you're watching it, it feels like they all really did grow up together in this small town in Kentucky, and they just know each other so well. Like they've been around each other for like 20-some years.
So well cast.
Legitimately feels that way.
So well cast and well acted and well written. Like that show is fantastic. Please watch Justified. It's on Amazon, correct?
Yes, Amazon Prime.
If you have Amazon Prime, check out Justified, or buy the DVDs and Blu-rays, whatever you need to do to watch it. Please watch it, or I'll never do another episode of the show again.
What's his name? Is it Walton Goggins?
Walton Goggins, yeah.
As Boyd Crowder?
Should have won an Emmy for Boyd Crowder. What the fuck?
He is one of my favorite characters on TV.
What the fuck?
Ever. And I've already mentioned I only watched the 1 season, and I just started the 2nd season. But Walton Goggins as Boyd Crowder is just phenomenal. Here's
my quick, like, if you like this, you would like Justified thing. If you've seen Deadwood, or if you love westerns, and you feel like they don't make enough western TV shows, Child on Wheels, check it out. It's a good show.
It is good. That's good too.
Then Justified is like classified as a neo-western, where they take all of the ideas and principles and concepts from a western, but implement it in like modern day time. Like our main character, Raylan Givens, is very much a gunslinger. Like in the old West, he wears a cowboy hat, whatever. It's very much like watching a western, but in 2016. And I love that quality about it, because I think it gives Raylan Givens, the main character, that like western vibe, like that just smart ass, just like quick draw kind of attitude that I love so much.
If you like Red Dead Redemption,
yeah,
watch Justified.
Watch Justified.
I should probably watch Justified.
You should watch Justified.
Because in certain aspects, Raylan does remind me a lot of
John Marston.
Yeah,
he does have John Marston quality about him, very much so. But nice. I'm glad you brought up Justified. I'm glad you remembered, because I remembered for you. And I was gonna... For me this week, the thing I would say was of note and I would recommend checking out, because it's on sale currently on the PlayStation Store. As of this recording this, again, the recording this, I'll put an annotation up. Quality check me on that, Rob.
Yeah,
make sure that annotation's up. Gravity Rush Remastered for the PlayStation 4. I've been getting back into that because they just released a release date for Gravity Rush 2, which is coming December 2nd to the States, which is awesome. It's coming only a day later than Japan, which is super exciting. Gravity Rush was a Vita game that got panned for its controls.
I thought it was pretty interesting.
The gyro controls, they aren't bad at all. I don't see an issue with them at all. I think people just don't want to do anything different. Like, oh fuck, I gotta twist this, fuck it. It's whatever. Like, it's whatever. I really love it. Brought the gyro.
They watch videos on their phone.
The gyro controls are still in the PS4 version. It's just with the controller. You don't need to use them though. That's, I guess, the plus for a lot of people. But Gravity Rush was a game from the creator of Silent Hill, which is a totally different concept from him, but still just as trippy. You're a girl named Kat, and she. I don't know the exact plot line. I'm like halfway through the game, and like she has these powers that allows her to shift gravity for herself. She can turn off gravity that around her, so it allows her to kind of not fly like you're flying, but to get over there to fly, you turn off gravity and your body flies that way. Like you shift it's really trippy and really cool. And the traversal on Gravity Rush is some of the best I've played on like a semi-open world superhero game. Like it rivals Infamous for me. in terms of how fun it is to traverse its world.
And if I remember correctly, the cutscenes are done like comic
The
strips,
cutscenes
right?
are like comic strips, yeah. And that's one of the things I miss from the Vita version, from a little bit I played the Vita version, is being able to turn the pages. And
Yeah.
like when you'd move the Vita, like
It would move the
like,
image inside there so you could see different
it's so
angles
cool.
within the comic
You can
strip.
still move the image with the DualShock, but it loses that effect of like this image is on my screen, let me shift it around. But the remastered version is so beautiful. It's running at 60 frames, 1080p. They've touched up so many of the textures. This game is such a visual treat, as well as a treat for your ears. The soundtrack is fucking phenomenal. I forget the name of the city. The second city you get to is like a really like neon, like neo, like Tokyo looking, lit up, like dirty kind of like Akira looking, like nasty underbelly Japan. It's just so cool. It's got lots of purples.
Throwing out like
Lots
words.
lots of light. Every word that I think could describe this area. It has this awesome, like, swingy kind of jazz music playing
treat.
when you enter the town. What a fucking treat! And like I
Keep an
remember
eye on our social media for What a Treat t-shirts.
what a treat T-shirt. Yeah, there we go. There's
What a treat! I love cards.
I love cars. What a treat.
And when do I get to kill the kids?
But yeah, no, this game, if you haven't checked it out, it's on sale right now on as of recording this for $18 if you have Plus. It's also on sale for $10 for the Vita version. The only pros for the PlayStation 4 version are if you aren't a big fan of gyro controls, or if you like playing it in 1080p at 60 frames. Otherwise, the Vita version is perfectly fine. All the content's there. That's in the PS4 version. The remastered is pretty cheap the way it is. I think it's like $30.
Yeah.
That game is incredible. I highly recommend Gravity Rush Remastered. The other game that I played, Stranger Things is going to be one of mine. We covered it, so that's good. Got it out of the way. It frees me up to talk about Fury. It's a new game that just came out for PlayStation Plus,
Keep forgetting to download that.
which
Yeah, me too.
is... I have mixed feelings on Fury. It's getting a lot of great reviews, so I'm like really putting my effort in to keep playing it. It's a boss rush game. It's free on PlayStation Plus right now. It's also on PC. It has like this like... Again, like one of those, like that look that a lot of indie games grab, that like neon-looking, cel-shaded look with that music from like Carpenter Brute, the guy who did music for Hotline Miami 2. Like a lot of that, like really like driving. What would you call that music? Is it like electronic? Like what the hell?
Well, I mean, it is electronic music, but I don't know what you would specify it as.
The Hotline Miami genre of music.
You're going to anger a specific crowd here.
Whatever.
It's not electronic.
Let me know the goddamn
Really
genre in the
good.
comments, and I'll correct myself next week.
But the music is very
quality check
adrenaline rushing.
It's really driving like I don't know, it sounds like that, whatever.
Badass.
It's badass. So it's a boss rush game, and you're just moving from boss fight to boss fight, but his music's really intense, and the boss fight mechanics are really cool, and the bosses like telegraph their moves really well, but it's super fucking hard. You have 2 health bars. Each boss has 6 health bars, so they have like little 6 phases they go through where they get more powerful incrementally as you go along. And it's so hard. Like, the first boss fight, it took me like a week to beat because I started playing it. I'm like, this sucks. And I turned it off. Like, this is fucking hard in the wrong ways. It's clunky. Fuck you. This is why it's free. Like, whatever. And I felt like I was being too reductive to the game. So
I kind of felt like that when I played Hotline Miami too.
I went
for the first time.
I went back to it. Hotline Miami I took to pretty easily.
The first one is hard. The second one's even harder.
Okay.
I haven't beaten it yet.
But yeah, the first fight, like, here's my problems. Here's my problem with it. Before I get into like why I would recommend checking this game out, because it's free for the rest of the month. So if you have PlayStation Plus, there's no barrier of entry if you already have Plus. Fucking try it out.
It's not free if you're paying for.
I hate
Plus.
that. I hate that argument, man. Like it's
I
free
know,
with
I
Plus.
know.
You know what I mean? No, I know you know. I'm just saying. There's a lot of people that look. I'm still paying
That's why
for
I
it.
said
Like
it's such a whatever.
Oh yeah,
argument.
you're paying $1,300 a year for your
God.
PlayStation Plus. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
So,
so, you
anyway.
got ripped off.
So it's like the game is a boss rush game, and I know they want their boss fights to be as intricate as possible. But the reason I turned it off the first time I was playing it is that the boss has 6 health bars. So it's like 1 long health bar and then 6 little things that indicate which health bar you're on. Like you'll repeat that one, and then that notch will go away, and then you go on to the next one. And it's like, it's just too long of a boss fight. Like, I get that's the point of the game. That's why I don't want to give up on it so fast, because like I like hard games, you know. Like I don't mind being challenged, and I love the aesthetics, and I love the soundtrack, and the story's kind of interesting. I think maybe they're being a little too try hard with their like Donnie Darko looking visuals and like all this shit they're going. Like when in between boss fights, it's this long ass. Another complaint about the game. And again, it's their way to tell their story, whatever. But really crap. The way they're doing this is in between each boss fight. Okay, is this long ass like 10-minute walk where you're walking slowly. You can't run. You're walking between. It's setting the tone, and it is like showing off the art style of the world and like maybe giving you a little bit of world building. But you're walking from this boss room to this boss room, and you're super slow. As this rabbit guy is like, "Yes, we're really glad we've set you free from this world. The lady in the cell is the one who will fight." And like giving all this vague ass like House of Many Faces shit from Game of Thrones. Like, okay, dude, like you're trying to be real deep right now. I just want to fight this fucking boss. Like, and he's like, "Oh, nobody knew how much energy she would have, but she drained it. We're the free ones now. We knew what to expect. We knew we'd walk the path." Like, dude, what the hell are you even saying? Like, I just want to fight the boss. The story makes no sense. Let me fight the boss. So like that's really annoying. It's like it's almost like
it's like a boss rush without the rush.
Yeah, you're not ready. It's a boss saunter. You're just sauntering on to each boss. But the boss fights are interesting enough to keep me playing, and I love the aesthetics and everything. I just think the boss fights are a little too long. But maybe the game would be short if they weren't. It's just I don't know. We'll see how we go from there. I think it's an interesting game. It's what I've been playing alongside Gravity Rush and the typical mainstays like Overwatch and my MMOs and whatnot. But yeah, cool. So, that's what we've been doing this week. That's everything for this week. Anything you guys want to say? Any closing thoughts on anything we talked about today? Anything that...
I do want to say that I'm going to be gone for the next 3 weeks.
Yes.
I will not be in the next 3 podcasts.
We will still do episodes. Do not worry. You might have a stand-in or you might not. You know, it depends what we decide to do. Rob is going to his hometown to go fuck shit up Walking Tall style. What a treat.
We're still going to record it here.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. You got to record it somewhere.
We're still going to record it here.
I'll leave you a key.
Don't worry about it. You got a window.
Oh man, my dream's coming true.
I'm going to come back early.
Is Melanie going with you?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm going to take a bubble bath in your bathroom.
She's coming a week after, yeah.
Man, my dream is having a future, you know. But anything, Jose? Any closing thoughts? Any things that you forgot to add to any previous topics that you'd like to pepper in, or you're good?
Back to Persona 5.
Yes.
It's getting an anime as well.
Oh!
Called The Breaking Days. I think it's called.
What a treat!
That's out in September in Japan. No word yet on a Western release.
Yeah.
But you'll find it with subs somewhere.
Uh-huh.
Not sure what it's about. I think it's only a one-shot deal. It's going to be like 55 minutes.
Cool. I look forward to that.
So do I, because it's still going to have that beautiful art style and design that they have. Other than that, watch Justified. Watch Mr. Robot.
And watch Mixed Pixel.
Watch Mixed Pixel. And read the Green Arrow Rebirth. Especially if you like the Arrow series. Which has nothing to do with it at all. But... same universe, different story. But the books are really good. I highly recommend them.
Nice. Buy Gravity Rush. It's on sale. I'm Bill Conway. This has been Mixed Pixel. This is Rob Training. This is Jose Teltenchi. You can follow us on Twitter at Mixed Pixel. You can find me on Twitter at Pipperham. You can find Rob on Twitter at...
Team Sturts Night.
You can find Jose on Twitter at...
Look at my head.
Find us on Facebook. Search up Mixed Pixel. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Share us with your friends. Email us any questions you got. Write us on Twitter. Write it. Show us to your mothers.